Hey everyone! So honestly, you know everything that highly successful students do. In fact, there's no great secret in knowing the 5 top habits of highly successful students. But the real problem is that even when we know everything, we find it very difficult to follow these habits. We make this long list of New Year resolutions, and by the 10th of January, we are sitting on our couch, eating chips, guzzling beer, binging on Netflix while checking our phone every 5 minutes. So hey, this is Chetna and you're watching ChetChat, and press that subscribe button and the bell icon right next to it. And don't forget to give us a thumbs up if you like our work. So in this video, I'm going to give you 3 things. The top 5 habits of highly successful students, 10 easy tips and small things to do to be able to follow these habits, and the names of 4 absolutely wonderful books that you will love once you set out on the habit forming path. So let's begin with the names of these 4 books. 1 is Atomic Habits by James Clear. 2 is The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg. 3 is Indistractable by Nir Eyal, and Hooked also by Nir Eyal. And now the hows and whys of the 5 habits of successful students. Habit number 5. Find the source of your distraction. Now you might think that the phone is the source of your distraction and that by keeping it on silent, it will be the solution to all your problems. But have you ever wondered why you find it impossible to do that? So let's try to find the real source of your distraction. Nir Eyal says that the opposite of distraction is not focus but traction. And the common word between the two is action, which means it's something we do, not something that happens to us. So traction are the things that you do that you planned to do, and distraction are the things that you do that you didn't plan for. Now there are 2 triggers to distraction. One is the more obvious, external trigger, the beeps and rings on your phone. The second is the internal trigger, something inside you. Now it could be loneliness, it could be low self-esteem, or it could be just boredom that leads you to grab that phone. Our brain is using these distractions to prevent us from these uncomfortable feelings. So we need 2 strategies here. One is to manage our internal triggers. Now, if we really have to manage our distractions, we need to recognize and manage our internal triggers. But how are we going to do this? So here are some steps to follow. 1. Every time you notice a serious distraction, pause, take a notebook and write down the exact sensation that you feel. Is it fatigue or is it something more painful? 2. Acknowledge the sensation. Let it come to the surface. Don't drown it or shut it out. So if you find that you were procrastinating because you were stressing about an assignment, recognize that. Calm yourself down, take a warm shower, be compassionate to yourself. Don't berate yourself for procrastinating. Give yourself 10 minutes and most times the pain will either pass or settle. And once you're aware of the nature of the problems, over time you might be able to manage the root cause of your distractions. Now, strategy number 2 is to hack external triggers. Follow these simple steps. Step number 1, turn off the notifications on all the apps on your phone right now. This is non-negotiable. Step number 2, when you study, keep your phone away from your study space. Now the brain resists extra effort, and you'll find that every time you try to grab the phone and you find that it's sitting 45 seconds away, inadvertently you'll tell yourself, okay, I'll check it later, and announce this to your friends. Tell everyone that I don't check my phone always on time, and they'll stop expecting instant replies from you. Tip number 3, send less messages. Now, every time you send a message, you look at your phone, you wait for a response, and that leads to a cycle of its own. Tip number 4, active participation in class. Avoid looking at your phone during class hours. Now, take notes, ask and answer questions, participate in discussions, and you'll be amazed at how much you finished learning in school itself while everyone else was busy checking their phones. Now, I'm going to give you the names of 3 apps that are absolutely free for you to use that will help you hack your external triggers. 1 is the Forest app, 2nd is the Self-Control app, and 3 is the Time Guard app. Habit number 4, find your golden hour or 2. Now, everyone has that perfect time during the day when they are most productive. So look around the routine of your house and find that perfect slot of time when you're most productive, creative and energetic. Mine is at 7 a.m. Now, I work from home and I find it very challenging to be productive. So here's how I hack my day. I wake up at about 6:30 a.m., drink a few glasses of water and get myself a cup of herbal tea. Now, these were old habits and I decided to stack a new habit on top of this. I wasn't getting time to do my music riyaz and I decided to do 20 minutes of riyaz while having that herbal cup of tea. And at 7 a.m., I don't read the newspaper or respond to my phone's messages. I go straight into my study. And this is the time that I spend writing the script of the video that's coming up on Friday. Now, this is the work that needs the most amount of creativity and solitude. And I find that this golden hour or 2 gives me so much productivity that sometimes the entire day cannot. And at 9 a.m., I find that the whole house is buzzing with noise. Bells are ringing and phones are buzzing and people are coming and going. So this is the time I go to the gym. Tom Cleary calls this habit stacking. He says that stacking one habit on top of another helps you to do multiple things during your most productive hour. And before you know it, bingo, you've accomplished a lot in a short period of time. Habit number 3 is time management. Find yourself a timetable, customize it, stick it on your wall, use a calendar app, set out intentions for things that you want to implement. Make time for traction. The trouble with distraction is that while you're binging on Netflix, the mind doesn't even know what it's supposed to be doing instead. And the mind is very clever. It'll convince you that whatever it is, it can be done tomorrow. So plan your time. Don't just write a to-do list. A to-do list has this funny way of remaining exactly the same day after day, even though you seem to be slogging it out. And while making that timetable, make sure you include distributed practice, which means practicing something more frequently every day rather than cramming on the last day before the exams. Now, we have some fantastic timetables that I can share with you. I'm dropping links under the video and you can go back and take a look at them later. Don't forget to include time to file your papers, organize your notes and pack for the next day on the night before. Organizing yourself is a great way to reduce your stress. Habit number 2, health, fitness and nutrition. Let's start with exercise. Charles Duhigg calls exercise a keystone habit, which means this one single habit can impact almost everything else in your life. But the reality is that we procrastinate the most when it comes to exercise. So let me give you some simple things that you can do to hack yourself into the habit of exercising. 1. For example, you want to get up in the morning and you go for a run. How about you set up cues? In the night, before going to bed, place your running shoes and your running outfit right next to your bed so when you get up in the morning, you see the cue to go running. The second tip is to join a fitness group. Habits are much easier to form when they are done in groups. Another thing when it comes to exercising is make it easy. Don't train like an expert, where you're lifting heavy weights the whole day, your body is hurting and you're feeling sorry for yourself. Make exercise fun. Do things that you enjoy. It could be badminton, swimming or walking with a friend. When habits are enjoyable, you tend to continue doing it, else you drop out. And don't worry about progress. It's usually 2 steps forward and 1 step backward, but it's still progress. Now let's talk about healthy eating. First of all, crowd out your refrigerator of all the unhealthy food. Stack it up with healthy food. Now, unhealthy eating tends to happen when there's nothing to eat at home and fast food is really convenient. The second tip is food journaling. Just writing down what you eat every single day is known to create the habit of healthy eating, because otherwise willpower is a muscle and it tires itself out. Third and very important thing for you to do is to set up rewards, and genuine rewards. If you've had 3 good days, give yourself that little chocolate, and soon it's going to become a habit. And the fourth little simple thing to do to hack your nutrition is to create an identity pact. Now, have you ever noticed when people are vegetarian, they announce to everyone that they are vegetarian, and when they look at food, they never go through this dilemma of should I eat the meat or should I not eat the meat. They never eat the meat because that's who they are. So how about you create this identity pact for yourself? Let's say you want to do intermittent fasting and you announce to the world that you're a person that does intermittent fasting. Now, post 7 p.m. or 6:30 p.m., whatever is the time you set for yourself, no one is going to force you to eat, and you're never going to be in a dilemma because that's who you are. And habit number 1 of highly successful students is to go outside your comfort zone. Now, take a piece of paper and draw a big circle on it, and inside the circle write down everything that you already have. It could be a car, it could be a beautiful pet dog, a college degree, or loving parents. Now outside the circle, write everything that you aspire to have. It could be a bigger house, it could be a fat paycheck, it could be a vacation, or just another pet. Now what is this circle that we've drawn? This is your comfort zone or your income zone. And habit number 1 is to expand your comfort zone. Do one thing daily that makes you uncomfortable, that gets you scared, that makes you sick in the stomach. It could be volunteering to stand up in front of a group of people and making a speech. It could be making a presentation in class, singing in front of your friends. I don't know, it could be learning to play the guitar. But as long as something makes you afraid and uncomfortable, stretch yourself to do it. And if you're not doing one thing daily, weekly, or monthly that makes you uncomfortable and stretches your comfort zone, guess what? You're not growing. And finally, believe in your superpower. Believe in your ability to hack yourself into this person that you want to be. One small step every day. And now here's the summary of the 5 habits of highly successful students, and here's a summary of the 10 small things that you need to do to help you form these habits. And thank you so much for watching right till the end. I hope this was motivating and inspiring. So press that subscribe button and the bell icon right next to it. And happy watching!